It is often said that the first place to look for apes is within ourselves. Observing their behavior, we feel a sense of recognition, a kinship with our distant cousins, which can be both fascinating and disturbing. Many primates face extinction, but in southern Africa, the Chacma baboon is still plentiful, living alongside humans in many areas. Recognizing ourselves in baboons, we sometimes view them as crude humans and not just animals. Believes someone who has devoted most of her life to baboons, Rita Miljo, the baboon lady of Kalabowa, the lady that this story is about. In the Cape of Good Hope Nature Reserve, at the southern tip of Africa, live a few troops of Chacma baboons that have been isolated by development. They are mostly a dignified bunch, foraging most of the day, socializing and resting for the balance. Their sophisticated social structures intact, their coats glossy and healthy. The wild baboons are always on the lookout for something to scavenge. But the resident wild troop on her doorstep provides Rita with a unique opportunity to study baboon behavior. The baboons inside the cages also get used to seeing wild ones, which helps her rehabilitation efforts. Young baboons play rough with their peers. They're more careful around infants, but only if the mother is watching. The dominant female, Ola, on the right, has had a baby. She's caring and compassionate. Her eldest daughter has a newborn too, but she's inexperienced and indifferent, unsure just how to handle her infant. Babies rank high in baboon society. They decide who can play with them, and the older ones have to do a lot of lip smacking and sweet talk to win favor.
Babies have got a very special position in a baboon troop. A, they are dearly loved by everybody. They can be as naughty as hell, they are forgiven. I mean, they pay for it later once they have to fit into the ranking order and the social system of the baboons. Their wonderful time is when they're young.
Rita believes the best time in a baboon's life is when they're still a pink face. If a son adult approaches a dominant male directly, he might get scoffed and even killed. But if you're a pink face, all is easily forgiven. Ola's daughter's indifference exposes her infant, Nokuza, to all sorts of situations. Then it's always Grandma who returns the infant to its mother. No one would dare to play with Ola's boy before humbly seeking her permission. But her daughter is often too preoccupied to notice that her little girl is without adult supervision, and the young ones are quick to exploit the opportunity. Luckily, an adult is usually on hand.
Apart from the mother, there's an auntie that looks after them. And then you have mothers sort of walking together with their babies. Very often you find lunchtime or siesta time, they'll sit together and sort of dream, and the babies are playing together. And so the babies know the other mothers. And you will quite often find that if there's an inexperienced mother or a careless mother, that the other mother goes and picks the baby up and says, look after it, and brings it back to the mother. That happens very often, you know.
Ola's wayward grandchild has to be retrieved from his expeditions once more. In the afternoon, they usually take a siesta close to where Sad Sack is resting. Ola's baby stays within reach, but she has her hands full trying to contain Makusa. every time she nods off, the baby ventures off. When she returns in for the umpteenth time to his doddering mother, Sad Sack has had enough of her meddling. Mounting often has no sexual connotations, but done just to assert dominance, as the young ones are learning. Siesta time was almost over when Chin arrives at Care with the 2 new baboons. New arrivals always get attention and are eagerly awaited.
Hey, donkey. Oeh, hadden die laken ingesmeerd. Maar dan zit je maar.
Dennis, ik denk je moet ingaan met die boxie. En los die boxie op je
Come on. Right place. Come, you want to come outside? Come on. Come.
Chin has to do a lot of convincing before they leave the cage. They will join the creche because young baboons, of more or less the same age, stick together in the wild as well.
The one seems to give the other one confidence. Look on the roof there.
Sad Sack sees the caged baboons as part of his troop, and they cannot dispute his assumed leadership. He takes advantage of this and lords over Care as the dominant male. Playing is an important part of growing up. It teaches them necessary skills, but it's also the time to assess each other's strength. When they get older, playful fun easily becomes serious skirmishes, which helps to maintain the ranking order and cement bonds that last a lifetime. Another new arrival, which has a bullet wound, is placed with Hardy and his new friends.
He comes from a farming area, and the vet picked him up and phoned me and said, could I give him sanctuary if he pulls him through. This hole here is very, very bad in healing. I worry that there might be some bone splinters or something. You can see his eyes are not right. It should heal, you know. It's the only thing is that worries me that he might have some kind of brain damage. I know it might be just a little bit, but only the future will tell.
If he has brain damage, he won't ever be released again. But Rita never turns any baboon away. Meanwhile, Donald integrates well with the creche group, but Hardy has to move again. That evening, there's sad news. Nokusa is dead. She has a gaping head wound. She either fell or could have been attacked. Not being constantly watched by her mother, Nokusa overstepped the mark once too often and paid dearly.